If you are looking to build a long-term assets for your mutual fund distribution business, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to tell you what is goal-based advisory, why you should be looking at it, and how it is going to help you in building a long-term assets as a mutual fund advisor and on consistent growing income. Hello everyone, I'm Shobit. I'm a fin-based growth expert, founder of fin-based growth club. It is a community of aspiring mutual fund distributors determined to change how India invests. So first let's understand what is goal-based advisory. Now goal-based advisory is something which 99% of financial distributors or mutual fund distributors are not doing. So up till now, most of the investments which we are mobilizing, it is only based upon what client is going to offer. So if clients wants to do 10,000 rupees SIP, we are going to take that. If client wants to invest 10 lakh rupees, we are going to advise a portfolio to him. But goal-based advisory is something different. It is more to do with investment planning, understanding the requirements of the client. So it is going to work on a reverse mechanism where we are first going to define what is the amount which client is going to need after a certain period of time. And accordingly, we are going to plan his investment journey. So in this case, what is going to happen? In this case, we are going to create a clear-cut roadmap for our customers. And if we are able to focus on the end results, believe me, it is going to work in much better way either for our client or for ourselves. So this is goal-based advisory where we are going to understand the requirement of the client first. So once we have understood what is goal-based advisory or what is investment planning, then let's dive into the second part of the puzzle, which is why we should be doing goal-based advisory. Now today, the biggest problem in mutual fund industry is what? The biggest problem which I can see is that the holding period of investment is very low. If you look at equity-based mutual fund schemes, the holding period is less than 3 years. Now we all know equity is a very volatile or risky asset. And that risk can only be reduced if we are able to plan to invest in that asset over a longer period of time. And why people are withdrawing their money before 3 years from the equity investments? Because they don't know the purpose for which they are investing that money. And if the purpose is not defined, whenever they require any money, the mutual funds are the first scheme or first vehicle to look into. Please remember, mutual fund open-ended schemes offer huge liquidity. So if you are investing in equity schemes, in T plus 3 days, the customer is going to get the money back in his bank account. If it is a debt scheme, it is much more faster. So if you are putting investment in debt scheme, in T plus 1 day, the customer is going to get money. So in case you are not clear about T plus 3 or T plus 1, it is transaction plus 3 working days or transaction plus 1 working day. So if your customer has put for redemption on Monday, he is going to get money on Tuesday in that mutual funds. So because the liquidity is so huge, there is no lock-in period in open-ended schemes, the mutual fund investments are forced to be redeemed. So if we are not having a clear-cut vision for which the client is investing, believe me, people are withdrawing money. And we need to understand the other important aspect as well. Why people are withdrawing money from those investments? Because most of the decision makings are emotional and not rational. Even though customer knows that if he's going to put that money for a longer period of time, he is going to be rewarded well. But his emotions are going to push him, pull him, drive him to take irrational decisions. And since he don't have any emotional alignment to those investments, he is going to withdraw those investments much before the targeted time. And if he is withdrawing those money before the targeted time, he is not going to reap the benefits of those investments. And that's why all the time you are going to find a mismatch between scheme returns and the investor return. So the asset return and investor returns are always mismatched, and most of the clients or customer share their negative feedback purely because of the reason they see 1 year returns and that invest in the schemes, and they are going to withdraw much before the time, and they will say I have not got the desired return. So how a customer is going to get the return? If he's going to stay in those investment for the optimized period of time. And if customer is not ready to commit that time period, if he's going to withdraw that money because of various emotional reasons, he is not going to get the desired return from those investments. So this is from the client's perspective why he needs to do goal-based investments, or why you are going to help your client to do the investment by predefining the purpose or goal for which they want to invest. And let's look at from the distributor point of view, why you should be doing goal-based advisory and not just be some another transactional guy in the market. Now, please understand, it is only the time which is most important in the compounding game. If client is going to stay in those investment for the longer period of time, he is going to reap the benefit. And since you as a mutual fund advisor or distributor are going to receive your brokerage or commission on the market value of the investment, and market value will only grow over a period of time. The compounding will take place when the investment is there for a longer period of time. So it is not only benefit of the investor, but you as a mutual fund distributor should always remember the longer the customer is going to stay put in those investments, the more money you are going to make. So this trail commission which you are going to receive in mutual fund is unparalleled. This is the only business where the alignment of your interest is in alignment with the customer's interest. We want customers to stay in those investments for a longer period of time, and in turn you as a mutual fund distributors are going to benefit, because the longer the client is going to stay, the more money he is going to make, and if he is going to make more money, you are going to make more money. So because this of the reasons, I want you guys to consider doing goal-based advisory. It is going to benefit you as well as your client. So once we have understood that, then let's come to the last part of the puzzle, which is how you are going to do a goal-based advisory. Now, the first thing which we need to do is, whenever we are meeting the client, don't go with the transactional mindset. Don't meet the client just assuming that you are going to take the check, you are going to take the application, and you are going to close the deal. If you are going to do the transaction on the first meeting, believe me, those investments are not going to last long. If you really want to succeed in this business, if you want to be an advisor whose assets are going to be there with him for a longer period of time, first you need to spend a lot of time identifying and defining the goals for which your clients wants to invest. Please understand, if you are not able to understand the emotions for which your clients wants to invest, you are going to be shooting in dark, and more chances are that you are going to miss the target. So as we human, we make most of our decisions on emotional fronts. So we need to make sure that the purpose for which the customer is going to invest, it should be in alignment with the emotions of the client. So define the purpose and align with emotions. It may be for his retirement, it may be for his school, kids' education, it may be buying a car, going for a vacation. Idea should be to define the goal which is going to give an emotional touch to the investments which the client is going to make. And whenever in that journey he is going to be irrational, he is going to ask to withdraw the money, you are going to show him the emotions for which he is investing. And if you are able to do that, believe me, you are going to help your client in staying in that journey, and it is going to benefit both you as well as your client. Now, once you have spent time with him identifying for the purpose for which he is going to invest, then you are going to get two very important parameters. First, what is the quantum of money which he will be needing at that point of time? Second, the time horizon for which he is going to invest. And if you get these two parameters right, I can bet you the investment journey of the client can never go wrong. If he knows the time horizon for which he is going to invest, and if you have defined the quantum of money which he is going to get at the maturity or at the time when he needs that money, your life is well sorted as a mutual fund advisor. So do that, because it is going to give a proper dimensions to that investments. You are going to do a proper asset allocation as well, or which is going to give a much better risk adjusted returns to your client. So once you have done that, I think you are going to reap the benefit, because client is always going to be aligned with the interest of his, and you are going to reap the benefit. Now let me give you an insight. If you are an insurance advisor as well, or if you see an insurance advisor in the market, or if you are a customer of any insurance policy, what is the number which you remember? I can bet you that you never remember the premium amount which you need to pay. Do you remember what is the premium which you are going to pay for your health policy, for your term policy, or for any insurance policy which you have taken? We never remember the premium amount. We only remember what? We remember the cover which we have taken, which is the target amount. I have taken a 10 lakh rupees health insurance. I have taken 1 crore of term insurance, and so on and so forth. And that's why those policies are going to be lasting that long. Because we are selling the dream. We know that the target amount for the insurance policies are this much, and that's why we never remember the premium amount. But in mutual fund, most of the mutual fund distributors, what they are doing, they are taking 5,000 rupees SIP, 10,000 rupees SIP, 50,000 rupees SIP, 10 lakh rupees lump sum, without defining what these investments are going to yield into. So my advice to you would be, define the end goal first before taking that SIP investments or lump sum investments. Make sure that you are going to take a calculated amount for SIPs or lump sum investments, and not roundabout amount of 5,000 or 10,000 rupees. If you are not taking around about investments of 5,000, 10,000, 10 lakh rupees, then your client is never going to remember what is the quantum of money he's investing. But he's always going to remember what is the maturity which he's going to receive at the end of the goal time period. And if you are able to do that, believe me, you are going to be in top 1% of mutual fund distributors in the market. I hope I have given you some clarity why goal-based advisory is important, how it is going to help you, what it is going to lead into. In case you like the content, do hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up so that we can grow and reach as many like-minded people as many possible. Do share your perspective as what you think about goal-based advisory. I would love to hear your insights, your perspective on that. Thank you for watching. I am going to see you next time.